Kate is back on the front pages this morning. Spotted at a farm shop over the weekend, her first public outing in months. Well, Russell Myers is here. Russell, this is good. And to be honest, if you're feeling a bit rough and if you're feeling a bit sort of fed up with the world, going to like a garden centre or a farm shop is joyful.
Very cathartic.
You buy plants, you buy stuff you don't need, you have a little cup of tea.
Yeah, a bit of cake.
I mean, if you're going to do something, good for her.
Yeah, and it was pretty much round the corner from their house at the end of the driveway.
Right.
Pretty much at the Windsor Farm shops, and people have spotted Kate out and about. It's the first time we've seen her in public. You know, we saw those pictures of her sort of riding in the car with her mum just a few days ago. But I think, listen, overwhelmingly positive news because
it's good.
You know, all the sort of intrigue, the suspense, the social media conspiracy theories. It's got a little bit out of control.
It's totally out of control, Russell. I've never seen anything like it. It's ridiculous. I mean, some of the things that are being said are, first of all, disgusting. And second of all, I really hope that they're protected from all of that.
Yeah, I think...
I do. Because, you know, Harry and Meghan, they scroll through and they shouldn't. That's the one thing, if I had to say anything to Harry and Meghan, it would be, do not look at social media. And I would say exactly the same thing.
Well, they're not
to Kate
immune
William.
to it.
No,
I mean, you know, there's one interest of... and I think there has been a lot of goodwill to Kate. You know, not only is a very popular member of the royal family, one of the most photographed people in the world, there is a level of goodwill towards her and interest into how she is. But you know, there is a dark side to the internet, as we all know. So I think all of our best wishes are with her. I mean, you know, we even saw Kim Kardashian putting the boot in on Instagram over the weekend, saying she's off to go and find Kate. It's all a little bit
that's not nice.
unnecessary.
And all these late-night shows in America, you know, having a pop, and it's actually, I have a sense of humour failure about that. I don't think it's good. And if the level of silliness hasn't got silly enough, they're looking at... It's like somebody's done a dive into all the different photographs that have been taken, and another photograph is being questioned, and you just think, oh, for goodness sake.
Yeah, I mean, well, we saw CNN saying that they're going to go through the whole back catalogue of pictures, you know, to see if there's any inaccuracies. That's going to take them a fairly long time.
And there's more things that CNN should be reporting on.
Yeah, I mean, this photograph was taken in 2023. It was released in 2023 to celebrate the late Queen's, what would have been her 97th birthday.
Great picture.
Yes, there possibly is. How can you get sort of all these children to be smiling?
It's all their great-grandchildren, isn't it?
At one point. So listen, I think this is time to sort of move on. There's been a lot said, far too much, and we will see Kate back in action when we see her.
We will, and if she wants to say something, fine. If she doesn't, that's okay.
Well, on that point, it's interesting because there's been a lot of reports this weekend, you know, stemming... Yeah, as I said, Kensington Palace have been very consistent in their language. She's going to be in hospital for a certain amount of time, then taking time off. You know, she may decide to speak about it. We've seen her on Giovanna Fletcher's podcast, which we did great a few years ago. Could she do something like that? Could she do it on a public engagement? Could she be interviewed? I mean, it's something that she will only know herself she's comfortable about doing so. So I think rest, recovery, recuperation, all about that for Kate.
It's good that she has been out and about. That's
good to see her.
Good sign. No photos, of course.
Yes, but, you
Just
know, again, I don't think she's going to be back till after Easter, and then that takes us sort of into April when the children have gone back to school. So let's just wait and see.
No, it's interesting. We had Charles Spencer, Princess Diana's brother, on very, very bravely talking about his time in school and the abuse that he suffered. He was also asked, though, about, I suppose, comparisons with the royals now to what his sister went through, what Diana went through. This is what he had to say to Laura Kusenberg yesterday. It did, he's right, for a time. But, of course, we didn't have social media back then. But see if you ever get... And I'm sure you've seen it, but if you see what Princess Diana went through, the kind of things... You know, when you see the bigger picture, when somebody takes a picture of like, all the paparazzi around about her, the insults they used to throw at her...
Yeah.
It was absolutely shocking. The insults are now on here.
Well, this is the thing.
It's now on there.
First and foremost, the media landscape is very, very different now. The sort of use of paparazzi images. I think that's why the Palace hit back so much when there was that pat picture of Kate last week. Yeah. But the landscape in terms of the world is very, very different. The social media landscape that they're dealing with. I mean, Kensington Palace hit out at the madness of social media. And whilst, you know, Kate or Meghan, William or Harry might not look at that on a day-to-day basis, no, they're not immune to it. And so I think there needs to be sort of a wider appeal of people. You wouldn't say it to someone in the street. No. You wouldn't speculate about why a colleague was off sick. You wouldn't demand pictures of them. So I think lots of people need to take a step back and think before they're putting things on social media.
Tell me about Prince William, because he's always been a bit resistant to the kind of, you know, having a valley and all the trappings. You know, he's trying to be as normal as one can in those crazy circumstances, but he is going to take on some extra help.
Yeah, he is.
Right.
I think this is interesting because he's always sort of railed against it. It's possibly thought his mother became too close to her members of staff, whether they've ended up going to have media careers afterwards. But he's going to take a valet, and I think it's important for him because he's juggling a lot, family life, wife being off work and being ill. But he's got a bigger role now as Prince of Wales and standing in for the King on certain events later on in the year, possibly. So bit of help for him.
So he's having a valet now. What does that mean? Because when you think of that, you know, you always think of all those rumours about Prince Charles got his toothpaste, putting his brush and other things that we shan't go into. Is it just somebody to help you?
Yeah, well, this individual involved is, he doesn't want to be named, but he's in his early 20s, used to work for the Queen, which is very sweet, so now he's working for her grandson. And, you know, there's an awful lot of uniforms to be organised, the medals, the organisation of one's diary and stuff. So I think it's good that William has got an awful lot, as I said, on his agenda at the moment. And so, you know, big draft in a bit of extra help and, you know, hopefully his diary will get a bit more sorted, more back to normal, hopefully in the next few weeks. Kate bolstering up the squad as well. And you never know, we might get back to normal at some stage, but when have we said that?
Yeah, that's been saying that for the past 5 years. Thank you. Thank you, Russell.